This is my grandmother. She passed away 2 years ago, but when people ask me about my family, I always start with her, because she taught me that family isn't just about blood, it's about who shows up.
Tell us about her.
She never spoke English. She came to this country with nothing, and yet every Sunday she'd cook for 15 people, even the neighbors she barely knew. She'd say, "Food is love. Share it."
And now you share her story.
Yes, because when I describe my family, I'm not just listing names. I'm telling the story of who made me who I am. And today, we're going to help you tell your family story. Welcome back to Speak English with Alex. I'm Alex, and today we're talking about something close to my heart: family.
And I'm Sarah. Family is one of those topics that comes up in almost every conversation. Do you have brothers or sisters? What do your parents do? Tell me about your family.
But how do you answer without just saying, "I have 2 brothers," and then silence? How do you share your family story in a way that feels real?
Today, we'll show you. We'll share our own family stories, the messy, beautiful, funny parts, and we'll give you a simple structure to talk about your family with warmth and confidence.
Whether your family is big or small, close or complicated, near or far, you have a story worth telling. Let's start with you, Sarah. What's something about your family that you used to feel weird about?
My family is unconventional. My parents divorced when I was young. My mom remarried, my dad remarried, and suddenly I had step-siblings, half-siblings, 2 sets of grandparents. Holidays were chaos.
That sounds like a lot.
It was. When people asked, "How many siblings do you have?" I'd freeze. Do I count stepbrothers, half-sisters? I'd give this long, complicated explanation, and people would look confused.
So you felt like your family didn't fit the normal picture.
Exactly. I wished I could just say 1 brother and 1 sister like everyone else. But I realized something eventually.
What?
My family is bigger. More people to love, more birthdays to celebrate, more chaos, yes, but also more support. When I stopped trying to fit my family into a simple label, I could finally share the truth.
And how do you answer now?
I say, I have a big, blended family. 2 parents, 2 step-parents, 3 siblings, some half, some step. It's complicated and wonderful. Holidays are loud and messy, but I wouldn't change it.
That's beautiful. You turned what felt like a problem into a strength.
Because family is not about fitting a definition. It's about the people who are there for you.
My turn. My family lives in another country. I moved here for work, and now I see them maybe once a year.
That must be hard.
It is. For a long time, I avoided talking about them. When people asked, I'd say, "They're back home," and change the subject. I felt guilty, like a bad son.
But you're not a bad son.
I know that now, but it took time. Last year, my mom got sick. Nothing serious, but I couldn't be there. I was on a video call, and she said something that broke me. She said, "Don't worry, Alex. You're always with me. I feel you in my heart."
Oh, Alex.
That's when I realized family isn't about geography, it's about connection. Now, when people ask about my family, I say, "My family lives in Canada. I don't see them often, but we talk every week." My mom is the kindest person I know. She sends me voice messages just to say she loves me. My dad teaches me how to fix things over video call. They're far, but they're always close.
That's so real. People relate to that. So many families are separated by distance.
Exactly. And when I share that, people often share their own stories. It becomes a connection, not a closed door. Okay, let's break it down. Sarah and I both shared family stories that could have been awkward, but we made them meaningful.
We use what we call the 3-pillar family story.
Pillar 1, the structure. Who is in your family? But you don't need to list everyone. Just give the big picture.
For me, I have a big blended family. For Alex, my family lives in Canada.
Pillar 2, the detail. Choose 1 or 2 specific things that make your family unique. For Sarah, holidays are loud and messy. For me, Mom sends voice messages. Dad teaches me things over video call.
Pillar 3, the feeling. How do you feel about your family? Proud, grateful, complicated, loved?
Let's practice. Imagine someone has a very small family, just their mom. How do they answer?
Structure, it's just me and my mom. Detail, she's my best friend. We cook dinner together every night. Feeling, I feel lucky to have her.
Now imagine someone has a big traditional family with lots of cousins.
Structure, I come from a big family, lots of cousins, aunts, uncles. Detail, every Sunday we all gather at my grandparents' house for lunch. Feeling, it's noisy and chaotic, but I love it.
The key is to pick one detail that shows your family's personality. It makes the story stick.
And if your family is complicated, if you don't have contact with them, you can say, my family is complicated. I don't see them much, but I've built my own family with close friends. That's honest. That's brave.
This is so important. Family doesn't mean only blood relatives. Many people have chosen family, friends who become like siblings, mentors who become like parents.
Yes, my best friend Maria is more like a sister to me than my actual sister sometimes. When I talk about my family, I include her.
So how would you describe that?
I say, I have my blood family and I also have my chosen family. My best friend Maria is like a sister. We've known each other for 10 years and she's always there for me.
That's beautiful. And it shows that family is about love, not just biology.
Let's give examples for different situations. If you're an only child, you can say, it's just me, but I'm very close with my cousins. They're like brothers and sisters.
If you live with roommates who feel like family, you can say, I live with 2 roommates who feel like brothers. We cook together, watch movies together. It's like a little family.
The point is, describe your real life. Don't try to fit a mold.
Now it's your turn. Let's build your family story, step by step.
First question, who's in your family? Just the big picture. I have.
Second question, what's one specific thing about your family? A tradition, a funny habit, a special memory?
Third question, how do you feel about your family? One word or short phrase.
Now put it together. Say it out loud, right now.
That's your family story, and it's real. No one else has your exact family.
If you want to keep the conversation going, add, what about you? What's your family like? That's how connections start. You know, for a long time, I was embarrassed that my family lived so far away. I thought it made me seem cold or distant. But when I started telling the truth, that we talk every week, that my mom sends me voice messages, that my dad still tries to teach me things, people understood. They shared their own stories of missing family.
Family is messy. It's complicated. It's not always the picture we see in movies, but that's what makes it real.
So the next time someone asks about your family, don't just give them names. Give them a glimpse of your world. Tell them about the Sunday dinners, the video calls, the loud holidays, the quiet moments.
And if your family is hard to talk about, if there's pain there, you don't have to share everything. You can say, my family is complicated, but I'm grateful for the good parts. That's enough.
If this video touched you, if you thought of someone you love, please subscribe. Hit that button. Join our community of people sharing their real stories.
And leave a comment. Tell us one thing about your family. Just one. It can be a tradition, a funny story, or who you're closest to. We'll read every single one. I'll start. My family is loud and blended, and every holiday we play this ridiculous board game that always ends in arguments, but we love it.
I'll go. My family lives far away, but my mom sends me voice messages every morning. It's her way of saying good morning. It keeps us close.
Share this video with a family member you love or a friend who's like family.
Next week, we're going to talk about something everyone needs to know: how to order food like a local in English. Because eating out should be fun, not stressful.
Oh, I have stories about ordering disasters.
Until next time, my friends, your family, whatever shape it takes, is your story. Tell it proudly.
Keep sharing, keep loving, keep being you.
Both together. Bye-bye.